More on nurturing. Yeah. So nurturing, as kids get older, especially when they reach adolescence, they don't come home and say, would you nurture me? But a nurturing attitude can be done in a couple of ways. And one that's particularly relevant to resilience is this. As kids get older, particularly moving to middle school and then into the high school years and so on, we typically get more and more focused on outcomes, scores, results, winning, losing, whatever. We do that more and more with young kids these days than we used to, but especially as they get older. One of the things that really is helpful is to not just be focused on whether your kid can beat out other kids, but on what kind of effort your kid puts in. That is the trying, not just the result. And not whether your kid is, quote, better than others, but what kind of person he or she is. And lots of times I think it's very hard, especially when you this is not a community here that's just totally laid back, full of surfers and slackers. Right? This is a professional community. This is a community that has a lot of successful, achieving people in it. And it's not easy to sometimes remind ourselves that we shouldn't only be focused on the results, you know, the actual outcome. The evidence is that when parents and teachers pay more attention to effort instead of to things like saying how smart you are, that kids actually are more willing to keep trying when they run into more serious challenges, academically and otherwise, for example. And I think it's helpful every now and then not to lose sight of the things you treasure about your child that have nothing to do with whether he or she is better than somebody else's at this or that or the other. And one of the things I always liked about Mr. Rogers, even though people thought he was sappy and goofy and stuff, was that he would remind you of that. So I'm interested in sort of a focus that values being with them as opposed to pushing and promoting all the time. A focus on effort as opposed to just a focus on result, though I'm not suggesting we ignore a result. And on a focus that reminds us and them now and then of what it is about them that we just plain treasure. That's my notion of it.